Metabolism is an essential pharmacokinetic process that converts lipid-soluble or non-polar compounds into water-soluble or polar compounds. Polar molecules have partial positive and negative charges, which is similar to water. For example, salt or sodium chloride is a polar compound. So when we put salt in water, the opposite charges of water and salt attract each other, dissolving the salt. Non-polar molecules like ethane on the other hand lack charges, so they can't interact or dissolve in water. This is important because only water-soluble polar substance can undergo excretion, whereas lipid-soluble non-polar substances are passively reabsorbed from renal or extrarenal excretory sites. Specifically, during metabolism, there is an enzymatic conversion of a drug from one chemical form to another in a process called biotransformation. Biotransformation has several possible outcomes. It can cause pharmacological inactivation, where an active drug is converted into inactive or less active metabolites. Biotransformation can also lead to bioactivation, where an active drug is converted into more active metabolites. Another outcome is pharmacological activation, where an inactive drug known as prodrug is converted into active metabolites, making the compound therapeutically more effective. Lastly, biotransformation can sometimes result in no changes in pharmacological activity, where an active drug is converted into metabolites that have equal pharmacological activity. The major site of drug metabolism is the liver. Secondary organs of biotransformation include the kidneys, lungs, intestines, skin, plasma, and nervous tissue or the brain. Two classes of enzymes are involved in biotransformation of drugs. These are microsomal and non-microsomal enzymes. Microsomal enzymes are primarily located in smooth endoplasmic reticulum, particularly in the liver. The most notable microsomal enzymes are the cytochrome P450 family of enzymes. Non-microsomal enzymes are found in various locations throughout the body, including the liver. These include cytosolic enzymes like alcohol dehydrogenase or glucuronidtransferase, mitochondrial enzymes like monoamine oxidase, and plasma esterases like acetylcholine esterase and pseudocholine esterases. There are two phases in biotransformation. These are phase 1 and phase 2 reactions. Phase 1 reactions, also called non-synthetic phase or functionalization reactions, exposes or introduce functional groups to increase the polarity of the drug molecules. The increased polarity makes the drug water-soluble for renal excretion. It also makes the drug chemically reactive to facilitate phase 2 reaction. The metabolites of phase 1 reaction can be activated, inactivated, or unchanged versions of the parent drug. These reactions include oxidation, hydrolysis, reduction, and many more. Phase 2 reactions, also called synthetic phase or conjugation reaction, conjugates or binds the drug or its phase 1 metabolites with the endogenous polar molecules like glucuronic acid, making it more water-soluble. These reactions include glucuronidation, sulfation, methylation, and others. The phase 2 reaction almost always results in deactivation of the drug. Although this is usually a sequential process, phase 1 metabolites may be excreted without undergoing phase 2 biotransformation, and phase 2 reaction can precede or occur without phase 1 reaction. Despite undergoing these two reactions, some drugs and its metabolites are not rendered water-soluble. In such cases, where the drugs are lipophilic, large, or conjugated, biliary excretion removes them in feces. Let's look into some of these reactions with examples. Oxidation reactions are the most common phase 1 reaction. They involve introduction of an oxygen atom into the drug molecule. These reactions are primarily catalyzed by cytochrome P450 enzymes. Midazolam undergoes oxidation to form 1-hydroxymidazolam, which retains pharmacological activity. Reduction reactions involve the gain of electrons or hydrogen atoms by drug molecule. These reactions convert functional groups into their reduced form. Halothane undergoes reductive dehalogenation, where halogen atoms are removed under hypoxic condition, forming trifluoroacetic acid and bromide ion. These reactive intermediates can contribute to hepatotoxicity. Hydrolysis reaction involves the cleavage of chemical bonds by addition of water. These reactions are catalyzed by esterases and amidases, breaking down esters or amide bonds in the drug. Remifentanil undergoes rapid hydrolysis to form remifentanil acid, which is inactive. Glucuronidation is one of the most common phase 2 reactions where glucuronic acid is added to the drug or its metabolite. This reaction is catalyzed by UDP glucuronyl transferase. Propofol undergoes glucuronidation to form propofol glucuronide, which is water-soluble and excreted in the urine. Glutathione conjugation involves the addition of glutathione to reactive intermediates of phase 1 metabolite. This reaction is catalyzed by glutathione S transferase. Halothane undergoes glutathione conjugation to detoxify its reactive intermediate formed during phase 1 metabolism. Halothane glutathione conjugates are water-soluble and hence excreted in bile or urine. Methylation involves the addition of a methyl group to the drug or its metabolite. Epinephrine undergoes methylation to form metanephrine, which is catalyzed by catechol or methyl transferase. Metanephrine is more water-soluble and excreted in urine. As the liver is the main organ involved in drug metabolism, let's look into the pharmacokinetic concept called hepatic clearance. Hepatic clearance is the volume of blood perfusing the liver from which a drug is completely removed per unit time. It is influenced by factors such as liver blood flow, enzyme activity, and drug binding to plasma protein, as illustrated by this formula. Hepatic blood flow is the volume of blood flowing through the liver per unit time. Intrinsic clearance is the liver's inherent ability to metabolize a drug independent of the blood flow. It depends on enzyme activity of the liver. Fraction unbound is the proportion of drug that is free or not bound to plasma proteins. Only the unbound drug is available to pass through the liver cell and undergo metabolism. The concept of hepatic clearance can be better understood with extraction ratio. Extraction ratio is the fraction of drug that is removed from the blood during a single pass through the liver. To calculate extraction ratio, the concentration of a drug entering and exiting the liver should be measured. C-in represents the amount of drug delivered to the liver by hepatic artery before any metabolic activity has occurred. It gives an indication of the initial burden the liver must process. C-out measured in hepatic vein reflects the amount of drug that remains after the liver has metabolized or removed a portion of it. This provides a direct measure of liver's metabolic activity. By comparing the drug concentration in the hepatic artery and vein, one can calculate the hepatic extraction ratio. For example, if C-in is 100 mg per liter and C-out is 20 mg per liter, then the extraction ratio is 0.8. This means that 80% of the drug is extracted by the liver, leaving 20% in circulation. Using the extraction ratio, we can also calculate hepatic clearance. Assuming hepatic blood flow to be 1.5 liter per minute or 90 liter per hour, the hepatic clearance is 72 liter per hour. Based on the extraction ratio, The metabolism of drug can be grouped into flow-dependent or flow-independent metabolism. For drugs with high extraction ratio, the liver can efficiently metabolize the drug as it passes through it. This means that clearance is primarily determined by hepatic blood flow, as the liver's metabolic enzymes can process the drug faster than it is delivered. If blood flow to the liver decreases, such as in heart failure, the reduced delivery of drug to the liver lowers the clearance. This can lead to drug accumulating in the bloodstream and increasing the risk of toxicity. Propofol is an excellent example of the anesthetic drug with high extraction ratio. For drugs with low extraction ratio, the liver metabolizes the drug slowly. Clearance is primarily influenced by liver's enzyme activity and not by hepatic blood flow. Changes in enzyme activity such as induction, inhibition, or liver diseases can significantly impact how much of the drug is metabolized. The drug warfarin falls in this category.